guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing I did a video, well I've done a few videos obviously on how I edit photos on my phone, but in one of those videos, the last one, I asked you guys if you wanted to see how I edit photos on Photoshop, as I was talking about how obviously the quality is going to be a lot better if you're editing it on Photoshop, like rather than on your phone, because a lot of apps kind of ruin the quality of the photo, and obviously once you put it on Instagram it does compress the image anyway, so it makes the image worse quality. So you really want to do as much as you can to not make the image bad quality before you put it on Instagram, because otherwise it's even worse, you know. So I do like to edit my photos on Instagram as much as I can. I'm going to show you the things I do on Photoshop, as you guys keep asking for it. So I can't really do this as a split screen because obviously I need to show you like the whole of the Photoshop. So I'm going to have to do the rest of this video I think as a voiceover with the Photoshop screen, because yeah, I couldn't think of any other way to do it. And I'm still thinking, but I still can't think of any other way. So that's how I'm going to have to do it. So we're going to switch over to Photoshop now, and I'm going to edit a few photos for you, so maybe some selfies and some like outfit shots, so you can see the difference. And I'll show you like as much as possible, but even if it's not suited for the particular image I'm editing, I'll obviously show you as much as I can. So let's go to Photoshop now. Okay, so here we are on my Photoshop. I use Photoshop Elements Editor 12, yeah. Go away. Okay. I've just selected like 4 kind of variational, is this a word? I don't think so. 4 like different images which has got stuff in it which I think you'd be interested in knowing. So I do, as I said, I do like to edit images on Photoshop, especially if they've come from my camera. This image you can see right here is not from my camera. This is from my phone, and if I zoom in, you can see like how actually pixelated and blurry it is. Like it's super blurred. Whereas this image right here is from my camera, which you can see already is just so much more crisp. Like we got pores over here, you know, like it's way more crisp and detailed. Still not as good as I would like it. I really want a Canon 5D. This photo, by the way, was shot on the Sony a5100 with a 50mm 1.8 lens, hence why it's got this nice blurry background, but yet you still see like the detail in the hair, which is like more crisp, and the blurred background. If you want this kind of blurred background effect, then you want to use a lens with a lower f-stop. So this, as I said, was a 1.8 f-stop, hence why it's blurry. Whereas this image, for example, is not blurry in the background because this is shot on my iPhone 7. That is nothing to do with what we're doing. I just thought you might ask that, so yeah. So let's just start with this image. So the first thing I will do is just enhance the overall brightness and colour of the image. To do that, I go to Enhance, and I go to Adjust Lighting, and I go to Levels. And first of all, what I would do, and I'll just show you dramatically. So this is like, this end is more like the lightest part. It's like light, I don't know how to explain it. I am self-taught on this, by the way, so I will be not using like proper Photoshop lingo and all that jazz. This is just me, like I've learnt this myself, so I don't know. Like probably what I'm doing is totally wrong. If a professional's watching this, I'm sorry, but this is just what I do. So this, as you'll see, look, is like the proper brightens the whiteness. This one is more like the mid-tones. Can you see? Like it's more like the mid-tone part. And this one is more the darks. So usually I will bump the brightness up here to like a little bit. You can see the spikes. I usually do take it to like the highest spike. And then this one probably doesn't actually need it, but this one does need to come down a little bit just to make those darks a bit darker. I can't leave that on 03, I can't leave that on 37, I have to have even numbers. I know I'm a freaking weirdo, but that's my life. So I will leave it like that. So I click OK, so that is what it's done, so that is now, and this was before. So before, after, so you can see it's just like a bit more crisp, yeah? Okay, so then I obviously do not like the fact that this building is like cream in the background. It's like yellowy toned. So first of all, what I will do is I will go to this tool right here, which is a quick selection tool. And I will, let's just put this up a tiny bit. This is like the size of the pixels that will pick up. and I will go ahead and like, can you see like this dotted line is kind of selecting this area. So I will go ahead and select this area behind me, because we want this to be nice and bright and white, not cream. You know, guys, I don't like creamy kind of colours on my page. I like it to be, if it's going to be like, if it's almost white, I want it to be white. I don't want it to be almost white. So first of all, I will highlight that, and I'm also going to go ahead and highlight this red area, like the pavement over there, and this bit over here. So I'm literally just holding down my mouse and the whole time and just dragging to the areas I want. Don't worry if you go over the lines, because if you do, like, so I'm done. So now I've let go of my mouse, and you can see it's almost like, let me zoom in a bit. You can see it's like a dotted line, but obviously I don't want my hat. So if you just hold down the, I'm on a Mac, by the way, I'm on a MacBook. No, I'm not on a MacBook, I'm on a Mac. If you hold down the mouse again, then it will delete this area. And I also don't really need this door frame, because that's just black. Oh, and my hand's there, I don't want that. So let's just take that up to that line. Right, so once I've done that, I will go down, let me just zoom out again. I will go down to refine edges. Click on this, and basically this will show you where you've got selected, which is really helpful. But you don't really want to leave it this harsh, so I feather it a tiny bit. I'll feather it to around, like, if I just show you, if I go right up to here, you'll see the lines here become a lot more, can you see? It's like more faded and blown out. I wouldn't do it that high, but I would usually go around maybe 12. 12.2, great number. Okay, then I will go into that same enhance, and I'll go adjust lighting, and I'll go brightness first of all, and I will see if I can whiten it enough with just by brightening it, which no, like, it just doesn't look right because it's too bright on everything else. So we'll cancel that, and then I will go into here, enhance again, and I will convert to black and white. Can you see? So this is the before and this is the after. There is variations of black and white you can choose. So you've got this one, you can see the after here, or it does actually show you a preview here as well. So this is infrared, this is newspaper, this is portrait, this is scenic, this is urban, this is vivid. So just pick whichever one you like the most. I think I like either scenic or portrait or scenic. I'm gonna go scenic. I prefer that kind of tone. So we're just gonna click OK, and then just deselect. To deselect this area, actually I'm gonna just brighten it a tiny bit more. So I'm gonna go to adjust lighting and levels, and I'm just gonna pop this up a tiny bit to like 48, and I'm also gonna bring this down a tiny bit to give us more, well, not a tiny bit, 16, to give it more like depth. Could you see that? Like from that to that, it's just giving it a bit more depth. And then I have actually just realized that we're going to deselect. To deselect, you do Command D. And do we think that looks too grey next to this pavement, you know? So I feel like we might need to also do black and white. Is it okay? No, actually I think it works. I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. So then I will go to, no, I don't like it. I'm going to select this whole background because I don't like the way, can you see like where this has been made black and white is kind of more actual black and white grey, like no colour. Whereas this, the road has got a kind of blue tint to it, which looks odd against the background. So I'm going to select this entire floor. So you could have obviously just done this in one step, but I'm doing this as I'm doing it with you, you know, so this is real life. This is real life, guys. If you need to, if you've already unclicked the mouse and you need to, like, you've missed a bit, then you just hold down the shift button and it will, like this little section here, look, I've missed. So if I hold down the shift button, it will add more. So there, it's added. I mean, obviously I'm gonna be doing this fairly quickly because I'm just trying to show you as quick as possible, and I want to try and get through quite a lot of photos as quick as possible. So let's zoom out again, and then we're going to do again refine edge, and we're going to go to 12.2, great number, and we're going to convert to black and white, And we're gonna go to, did I use scenic? Yeah, scenic. Okay, deselect. See, that looks way better, right? Like, so much better. And then I will go to enhance and I will go to auto sharpen, which kind of just like, so this is it now. Before, you see it just sharpens it a tiny bit. But apart from that, I'm pretty happy with this picture now. It definitely looks way better. So from here, I will then go into my apps for my filters. I will still do that on my phone. So I will go into my Insta size and add my filters and my border and stuff. I do sometimes add my cross on here. To do that, I would just go to this one. You can see it's already up where I do it all the time. And then I'll just, oops, that's not right. Oh, no, it's that. And I'll just add my cross somewhere. Sometimes I just prefer doing it on here because it's easier to move around. It's a big picture and you can get it a bit smaller. And I can just like sneakily put it somewhere. I love the fact that you guys like look for the cross. It really makes me happy. For those of you who always ask and don't know, the cross is basically just me branding my photos. So it does mean that if this photo got reposted, you guys would know that this was me and this was my photo. And also I've got some things that I'm thinking of in the pipeline, which kind of ties in with this kind of thing. I don't know how to explain that without giving away too much, but that is what the cross is for. And yeah, so then again, from that, you've obviously added the shape. So we now have 2 layers. So you are going to go ahead and flatten that image so the cross is on there permanently. And then you just want to file and save and then you're done. Okay, so before and then after. So you can see like that is not even with a filter on it, like nothing at all. And it already looks like a different class image, you know, like look at that compared to that. So that is the first image I will do for you. And then the second image, which is going to be fairly similar. Should I bother doing this one? Yeah, we might as well just quickly do it. I'll speed through this. So we'll have some nice music and you can just watch what I do with this one. Okay, I'm just quickly going to speak to you because I just want to show you something with this picture. So obviously I've highlighted the background like before, but I don't really want to convert this to black and white because obviously this is scenery, this is London, this is the River Thames, which is looking really nice and brown. That's London, guys. We have brown rivers. So what I will probably do is I will go to layer and I will duplicate the layer. Okay, and then on this new copy, so you can see how we've got 2 copies of the same one here, yeah? So on the new copy, I will then convert that to black and white. I will use maybe scenic, yeah, okay. And then on this one, so that is it in black and white, and you can see like it looks okay, but it's not perfect. So I would just bring it down a bit. So it is kind of black and white, but you've still got a tiny bit of colour coming through. So I think if we take it to around 28, like that. So this is now, and this was before. Can you see? It's very subtle, but it is different. And then I will also, on this one as well, go ahead and brighten it a tiny bit. So just bring it up a little bit to like 24, and also the contrast up a little bit to 8. And I will also go ahead and sharpen the background. I'm actually going to put that up a little bit. I think maybe just, yeah, that's better, right? To 62. I think that's better, but I need to just go over that a little bit. Or does it not matter? Let's deselect. No, I think that's fine. Actually, I quite like the detail. So then I will go ahead and auto sharpen the whole picture. I will check my face. As you can see, it's pretty grainy and blurred anyway because this was on my iPhone 7. So there's nothing I need to do to my face. Like you can't even really see, like I think I do have a spot there, but you can't really see it, so it's fine. And yeah, I think I probably like that just how it is, to be honest. I don't think I would do much more to it. So then obviously you've got the 2 layers here. So you do want to go ahead and flatten that image. And again, if you want to add the cross, then go ahead. Obviously you wouldn't be doing this part if you have any kind of, oh, no, I don't want that colour. If you have any kind of trademark, or if you wanted to put like at your username on it, then I would do it then. So that is the finished image. So there we have the before. Why are these like muddled up? Let's put that there. So the before and then after. As I said, obviously I'm skipping through these fairly fast. I would spend obviously more time. Like I can see that I've missed out this bit here, but I was just doing it as quick as I can so I get through the video as much info as I can. Okay, so now we are going to move on to a selfie. So I have this selfie here. With a selfie, I kind of do similar things. I would always go to levels first, and I will see if it needs like a little bit brightening and maybe a little bit contrast, but not much. You can see it's quite even here because this, as you can see in the reflection of the mirror, this was shot with my ring light with my iPhone 7, whereas the other two images were with natural light, so it's always going to be a bit brighter and evenly coloured anyway. But okay, what I'm going to show you on here is how to get rid of spots. As you can see, I've got a nice red one down there. I've got another one there, I think, on my cheek, and is that another one down there? Yeah, my skin's been a bit bad recently. So, sorry, I just clicked on that without even showing you. So what I would do is I will go to this tool right here, which is called Clone Stamp Tool. I don't think this is how you're supposed to do this. Like, if you want to call this retouching, I don't think this is how you're supposed to do it, but this is how I do it. So as you can see, it's brought me up this little circle, which you can adjust the size down here. So if I bring it up to there, it's huge. And if I bring it down to here, it's tiny. So where we had it was actually pretty good. What was that, like 72? Let's go 80, no, 80, oh. Seriously, what is wrong with me? Why won't you go, oh my God. Okay, we're gonna go to 84. And then this is the opacity. Is that how you say that word? So just to show you, if I turn this up to 100%, and I'm going to click on like this bit here because that's like a crease. So you hold down the Alt key on my keyboard and click. And that's basically, you're saying this is what I want to pick up. And then you let go and move, and you can see, look, I've got my nostril. And then if I click again, there's my nostril on my cheek. So that is how this works. So you're basically just picking up something from somewhere and putting it somewhere else. So obviously, I never use it on 100%. So I would turn that down to usually about 44, and it's actually a bit big now, balls, 50. So here's my thing, and I want to cover up this red spot, and also it's just a bit red here from this spot. So I need to look around the area, and it's just from this area. So I'll click Alt, click, move, and then you're almost copy and pasting. So you can see like the spot's gone, right? So just move it around, and I just kind of dot like that, you see? And then like this one here, let's go even smaller. Oh, 24, what a number. So I'll click here, hold down Alt, click, move, copy, and just paste over that spot. And where was the other one? Somewhere up here, wasn't it? Is that it? Yeah. Well, that doesn't bother me, but let's just get rid of it anyway. So like that. So it's gone. I will then also use this, but even lower. Like, you see how my lips are really dry? I remember taking this picture. I'd been filming all day, and then this hat arrived, and I wanted to try it on, so I just took a photo. So my makeup's like really old, like it'd been on all day. So hence why my lips are like really dry and disgusting. So what I could do with that is I would go up a size to probably about 50, yeah, and then I'll go down loads to like 24 in the opacity, and then I'll click like here, and I'll just like, oh, I will click here, and I'll just like gently go over the lips to just smooth these like dry lines out, just like a tiny bit. Can you see how this is like smoothing them out? You do want to use kind of sweeping motions with that, because otherwise you'll get like double lines. So like that, and then a little bit on the top, like that. So you can see they're just a bit smoother. And again, I will, on this low setting, I will go and just smooth this area a bit, just by like dragging my mouse around in like little circular motions, just to like smooth it out a bit. But we are on a low setting, so it's nothing too drastic. And then again here, like you can see like my pores on my nose like really clearly on this highlighted area. So let's just drag over that a little bit. Under your eyes, this like kind of creasing section. Just smooth it out. This is basically like the smooth tool now, like the smooth tool on Facetune. So let's just smooth that a little bit. You don't obviously want to get rid of your lines, and I don't want to get rid of these straight eyebrow hairs, like I quite like those, so I'll just leave those there. But like, I'm just going to show you. So if I put this up, then I could totally, like this line under my eye, like which you would call, I guess, a bag or a crease, you could click here and I could totally get rid of that. But how weird does that look? Like that, I mean, if you like that, then you can go for it if you want, but that's just not me. Like I have the line under my eyes, so why would I want to get rid of it, you know? So I would just put that back. A little bit creasy there. Oh, I'm on high setting. And that's a freckle, not a spot. Yeah, like I think we're pretty good. So that's how I get rid of spots. And then I would also go ahead sometimes and sharpen the image first of all. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I'd quite like my eyes. Actually, they look really sharp right now. Look at the before and after. That's with sharpen. Oh, sorry, without. With, like it, that's enough. I don't like being dramatic, you know. And also like this eyebrow, look, like that eyebrow's so messy. I could clean that up, but I don't really like to do that, so I just leave it. That's fine for me. I do like to try and keep them as real as possible. So that's all I do for my face. And then I might just whiten this background a bit. So I would just go back into that selection tool, highlight that bit behind me and this bit over here, and refine, feather, and then I would just go to adjust, and I'll go to brightness, and I'll just brighten that bit. Like it just makes the whole image like just more brighter, and also just a little bit of contrast. So then now, before, now, like it just looks so much better, right? Oh yeah, another thing you can do, should have shown you this in the other one. Okay, what you can do, if you want it to look like a professional camera and you want the background to be blurry, then you can keep it selected and we go to filter, we go to, where is it? It's here, blur, and then you want to go to surface blur, and that's not in the right position. And then if we turn this up and this up, can you see? Like, look how blurry it's got. So you can make it blurry, but that obviously would be way too much. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't do it for this photo. And also I've missed out my body there, which would obviously be blurred. But I'm just showing you that you can do this. So it would be like this. So you can see like that's more blurred in the background rather than like that. If you want it. I don't want it for this photo, but you can. So let's deselect that. And then this image is ready to go. We don't even need to do any saving. I'm not going to make this bit black and white because I like that it's got the products in the background. Again, as I said, I wouldn't blur it because I like that you can see my hair products because these are my favourites. So why would I not want to show them to you guys? So yeah, this picture would be done. Okay, so the before and then the after. So you can see it's just cleaner. It's like obviously the spots are gone. It's more sharp. It's brighter. It's just more Instagrammable and good. The last one I want to show you is just this one purely because it is on my camera, so you can see the quality is better. And also, like obviously it's got a red bin in the background and a brick wall, which I don't like. So the first thing I would do is just go ahead and get rid of any spots, which let's just get that a bit smaller. And I mean, this isn't really that bad. I wouldn't, it's just a little bit, but it's quite hard to do because I've got hair in the way anyway, so I'm not going to be that bothered. But let's just get rid of a few little bits here. Give a bit of a swirl here just to smooth out those pores. And obviously because this is my camera, you can see my pores a lot more. So like here, you can see them a lot more. Obviously, if you're using a high quality, better camera and lens, it's going to pick up more imperfections on your face, which, I mean, you want the quality, but you don't really want it to pick up more imperfections, but it's cool. And then over this side. So that bit. I think I've already posted this photo, or if not this exact one, a very similar one. And then like a little bit here on my nose, nothing crazy though, not bothered that much. And yeah, that's fine. But the main thing I wanted to show you on this is, oh, there's a big spot there I've just totally missed, right? Is that a spot? I think it is. Okay, so like that, that's fine, that's fine. Is it fine? Yeah, whatever, that's fine. So obviously, this is where I would use the select this area back here, get rid of this, went over the lines. You can also now do black and white on Instasize. Is it Instasize? Yeah. Okay, so like that, and then, sorry, Peanut's growling at my feet. If you can hear weird noises, that is what it is. Go like that, enhance, come back to black and white, and Vamoosh, your background is now black and white, but let's see which one we like best. I probably quite like Vivid because it's a bit clearer. Let's go Vivid. Okay. Then deselect, and obviously I would have done that better around the hair because obviously I'm not going to make my hair black and white, but just to show you that that is what I did to that photo. And then I would crop it. I have mine at 5x5 because that is what I have square on my pictures, so I would crop it to like that, and it just works way better. I would still obviously go ahead and enhance the levels and stuff. You can see here it needs actually quite a lot of brightening. Maybe not that much, maybe there, and a little bit darker here, maybe here. And now I feel like the photo looks quite warm, so then I would go into the filters and the photo filters, and I would add a cooling. Which one do I like? That's quite cool. Yeah, so I'd go with this middle one and then turn it down to like 10. So that's with the cooling filter and that's without. So you see how this is quite like very warm yellowy orange tones, whereas now it's got a bit more of a cool edge to it, which is what I prefer for my page, so I would add that on as well. That bit of hair is really bothering me. I wish I hadn't done that. But yeah, that's how I get that background black and white. This one obviously has a blur background, as I said, because I've used my camera, so it does look way better. Like, I really love the blur background like this. I love how crisp like this section is compared to that. I think it's really cool. So that is how I would do this one. So that is all the images. I think that's everything I need to show you. I can't really think of what else I would do on here. Okay, so that is the end of the video, guys. I really hope you picked up some tips and tricks if you use Photoshop. I am not a Photoshop pro by any means. This is just the stuff I've picked up. I haven't had any lessons or anything like that. I literally just have taught myself. And if there's something I want to do and I don't know how to do it, I literally just YouTube it. I'm not going to lie, with Photoshop that's not much because I do use Photoshop literally for the stuff I just showed you. There's not really much else I want from Photoshop. I have just started using Lightroom as well, but I have only just started using it. So if you want a tutorial on that, then I can do one of those in the future. But right now, I've literally only been using it for like a month, not even that, like a few weeks. So I'm literally just learning myself and like experimenting with things. But if you do want one of those in the future, then give this video a thumbs up or comment down below. And that is everything for this video, so I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!